Hi Girls Rugby Leaders, this is Coach Kurt. Welcome to week 2, you've made it. Last week we started out with leadership and we also worked on some of our passing skills. This week we're going to work on our empowerment and also our catching skills. So let's get started. Alright, so empowered rugby players all know how to catch the ball. We want to go over some of the basics of actually how you go about catching the ball. So first things first, you always want to catch the ball with 2 hands. Have your hands up in front of you, ready to go, always with 2 hands. And of course, you want to be able to connect your thumbs right there to make a W. That way the ball doesn't fly right between you and hit you in the body or in the head. You want to always have your W right up in front of you. The second part of catching the ball is that you want to be active in catching the ball. You don't want to let the ball come to you and try to hug it when it gets to you. You want to make sure that you go out and meet the ball wherever it is going to be. Not every pass is perfect coming at you, so you want to make sure to be able to go out and meet the ball and get both hands on there with your W formed, ready to go. So no matter where that ball comes, you're going to be able to catch it and be active. Go out and meet that ball. The third piece of catching the ball is communication. Communication is such a big piece of rugby, and you want to always be communicating with your teammates and with your coaches and with everybody, really. But when catching the ball, you want to communicate with the person who's passing that ball to you. Tell them where you are. I'm on your left, I'm on your right, I'm close, I'm far, I'm nowhere near you, don't pass me the ball. Whatever it is you've got to communicate, make sure that you're going to be active in your communication. Hey, I'm on your left. All right, Girls Rugby Leaders, now we're going to work on our skills. We're going to give you a couple of different games and activities that you can do at home in order to practice your catching skills. Let's get started. All right, so now we're going to actually practice that catching we talked about. First things first, this is a funny shaped ball. You want to get used to it. It's it's kind of a good size here for your hands. You want to just start to toss it yourself. Both hands back and forth, all different ways, different directions. Spin it, flip it around. Just get used to kind of tossing it back and forth. 1-hand catch, 2-hand catch. Just get used to the ball, right back and forth. Why don't you take some time to practice that on your own? All right, leaders. Next up is tossing the ball to yourself. Of course, we want to make it a little bit more challenging. So we're going to start with the ball right up here in front of you, and you're going to drop the ball, and when you release the ball, bring your hands back under your legs and catch it down here. So I'll show you once real quick here. Try to catch it before it hits the ground. So try that one more time, right up in front of you. Just drop the ball, try to catch that under your legs. Now the next thing we want you to try is to pop the ball back up, come around and catch it. So when the ball's down here between your legs, toss it in the air, up here and give it a nice catch. And of course you want to catch that with that W and 2 hands together. Try it on your own. All right, leaders, let's keep it going. This challenge, you're going to have take the ball, put it behind your back and hold it with 2 hands. You're going to give yourself a pass over your head and catch the ball. So you're going to toss it over your head, and as it comes over, give it a catch with both hands. Let's give it a try here. One more time. Nice and easy, and give it a catch. Why don't you try it 10 times? All right, I hope that went well. Now we're going to ramp it up even further. Hold the ball out in front of you, and you're going to toss the ball back over your head behind you, reach around, and as it drops, you're going to catch it with 2 hands. Not sure I can do this one. Let's try it out. Ooh, there we go. Try one more time here. All right, give it a try. All right, leaders, now let's get a little more active in our catching. We practiced sitting down, but now let's stand it up. I like to use stairs sometimes in order to get that ball bouncing around in weird ways. It makes me practice my catching and be a little bit more active in how I'm going to do it. So, take the ball, of course get permission from your parents first, but you just want to toss the ball up the stairs. It's going to come down and bounce in all different ways. You want to make sure to go out and meet that ball and give it a nice solid catch. Let's give it a couple of tosses here. All right, you give it a try. All right, now we've done some activities to practice our catching. Now we want to try it like we're on the rugby field. Grab a friend, a neighbor, parent, whoever you've got, and practice your rugby catching. Make sure you have both hands in front of you. Make sure you go out and meet that ball. Make sure you have your W's. And ask your friend to give you passes that are different. So you don't want to always pass just a perfect pass. That's not how it happens on the rugby field. Pass a little higher, a little lower, wherever you have to go to get active and get that ball. Now let's add our communication in so that we're letting them know where we are and we want that ball.
Hey Kurt, I'm right here.
Aaron!
Over here to the right.
On your right. All right, you give it a try. Oh. All right, leaders, time for this week's challenge. Towel. We want to see you catching things around your house. Doesn't have to be a rugby ball. There's not always a rugby ball around when you need one. Make sure you do all the things that we taught you throughout this video. 2 active hands up making a W. Go out and meet whatever it is you're catching. And of course, always communicate what you need. Film your videos and upload them so that we can share them around. Chips. Keys. Towel. Ball. All right, empowered leaders, it's time to show off your catching skills. Get creative and show us what you're catching around the house. And make sure you tune in next week for another set of skills and another challenge.